Welcome. You are listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. The NBA Championship Finals is on. I'm Spitface. Please welcome our host, the First Lady of Sports Talk, Cheryl Smith. And First Lady, what happened with the Pacers and the Thunder? What happened to the Thunder? I'm just wondering, is Reggie Miller grinning from ear to ear?
Well, it happened, the same thing that happened to the Knicks, the Cavs, and the Milwaukee Bucks happened to the Thunder. They blew the game, and they gave it to the Pacers. I mean, the Pacers have a knack of coming back from being behind, so you got to play all 48 minutes of the game, and the Thunder are finding that out today because they got a gut punch. That's what happened to them. I mean, Halliburton, he's great for those last second shots. He's clutch. They call Jalen Brunson Captain Clutch in New York City, but I think Halliburton is he's really Captain Clutch. What can you say? Bad loss for the Thunder, but I still think they'll win the series.
Well, First Lady, the gut punch is probably the correct word for it. And
I said, but what did I say? What did I say? But what did I say? Gut. Oh, I must have said something else.
Oh, gut. You said a gut punch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was legal. I mean, it is. You on your home court and you winning for the entire game until it gets down to 0.3 seconds, and you lose. That's a gut punch. And as they say, the proverbial wake up call, and it reminds me of when the Chicago Bulls played the Lakers game 1, and the Lakers won, and the Bulls were supposed to like just come in and dominate, and it was already looking at photo shoots for the trophy, and then the Lakers won, and they were like, we the real game. So I'm thinking that the game 2 is gonna be on. It's gonna be on, First Lady. Well, and First Lady, it wasn't more the players, or did the coaches just kind of forget who they were playing?
Well, you know what? They had the film from all those other games. They should have expected that. That's what's so crazy about the Pacers doing what they did. You would thought that they would have looked at those previous games. I think that's their MO. I don't understand. I'll put it up more on the coaches because they didn't prepare them correctly. Because that shouldn't have happened. They should have made some adjustments. They should have changed what they were doing. I don't know. It just didn't make any sense. If you remember, too, the coach, he changed his starting lineup before the game. He had gone with a regular, he took a Hartenstein out of the game and put him on the bench and put, I think, Casey Wallace in. So, I mean, that's something he shouldn't have done. You go with the lineup that got you there. So that's going to be some explaining that what's his name, Dana Gall? I can't never pronounce his name. That he's going to have to explain Mark. So anyway, it is what it is. But it's the game 1, but game 1 tripped up the Knicks. So hopefully that doesn't do it to the Thunder. But they got to definitely win game 2. See, the Knicks couldn't win game 2. That was the issue. The Thunder got to win game 2.
All right. Now, this week on Shout Out, we have performances from JCraig. Will he find his shining star or get the cold feel of the mute button? First Lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week, we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the Spirit, carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the New York Knicks are flying far, 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 far away from Coach Thibodeau after losing to the Pacers in 6. Was this a good move by the Knicks, given Tibbs is the fourth winningest coach in Knicks history? Was the coach a victim of what have you done for me lately mentality, or we need to win now? Can Jalen and Big Cat be the dynamic duo that has the Knicks in the finals next season, or does somebody need to go? Should the next coach for the Knicks be an up-and-coming newcomer or a grizzled veteran? George Foreman, Marvelous Marvin Hagler, both rest in peace. Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Oh, my goodness. It's, to be spit-faced, it's really amazing how all of the sports basketball pundits are upset that Tom Thibodeau was let go. I mean, they even asked the question in New York City because there's candidates running for mayor. Do you know they even asked them that question? And it's like about 8 or 9 of them running, and all of them gave a thumbs down except for one person. And you want to know something? That one person was correct. Because you want to know, the First Lady of Sports Talk is not upset that they fired Tom Thibodeau. I'm glad he is gone. Yes, I am so thankful for what Tibbs has done. He's brought respectability to the Knicks. He has gotten us this far, but he can't take us to the finish line. That's a fact. The Knicks need a coach that is flexible, collaborative, and can adjust on the fly. Tibbs is too rigid in his coaching style. He has not adjusted to the 2025 NBA style, and that's been a problem. It's been a problem everywhere he's been, when he was in Chicago, when he was in Minnesota. Now is a problem with the Knicks. He doesn't play his bench. He never knew how to develop a bench, and he just doesn't make changes on the fly. So, I mean, he is a victim. We need to win now. I mean, that's what he needs to do. He needed to win. He's been with the Knicks for 5 years. So, I give him credit. He did have a new team because, remember, the Knicks revamped their whole roster just about by bringing in Cat and bringing in Mikal Bridges. So he didn't have the new team, but, he didn't work with these players before, with the exception of Cat. He knew what Cat was when he was in Minnesota. He was not a great defensive player. Mikal Bridges probably has been the real problem because he has not lived up to what we expected him to be. But, so I do understand that he was only given 1 year to get this team together. But, if you brought him back, I'm sorry, it would have been the same situation. I'm not confident that Tibbs would have won a championship with the Knicks. I think he had reached his ceiling. Now, as I said, I talk about him not developing. That was to me the main problem. He didn't develop his bench. And another thing that I really, really thought was bad for Tibbs, he never made in-game adjustments. He made adjustments maybe the next day or the next time that in a series, but you have to make adjustments within the game. And Tibbs is very rigid with that. He couldn't do that for some reason. And to give you an example, when the Knicks were playing the Pacers in Game 1, when Aaron Nesmith went on a scoring rampage, you would have thought that Tibbs would have made a change on something with stopping this man. He could have brought DeLon Wright from the bench, but he didn't do that. And that's the reason why the Knicks lost that game. So this is what I'm saying. The man just has to make adjustments, and they need somebody who can do that. And, I watched 99% of the Knicks games the 5 years that Tibbs have been the coach, and I know his style. I've seen too much of this. I've seen too many games with the same MO with him. It's been the same problem. He never makes in-game adjustments and never develops his bench. And therefore, the next coach needs to be somebody well-respected. I do prefer one of the upcoming new coaches versus a grizzled veteran. And the reason why is because some of these coaches, they've been recycle, and like Tiz, they're not going to change. See, when you get an up-and-coming new coach, that coach basically is starting their career, and they can probably be more flexible and more, to adjust. There's talk about people being out there. There are some retread coaches out there like Mike Malone. Michael Malone's a good coach, but guess what? He's a younger version of Tiz. That's the reason why he was fired from Denver, because he never developed a bench. That was some of the reasons that they got rid of Mike Malone. That's why he was in direct conflict with the GM, because the GM put together a good bench and he didn't use the bench. So why would they hire Mike Malone? I hope they don't hire Mike Malone. No, thank you. Then you got Mike Budenholzer, who was fired from the Phoenix Suns. I mean, he's a very good offensive-minded coach, too. And the Knicks need somebody also offensive-minded, because that was another issue. He couldn't really run an offense. But for some reason, Budenholzer didn't do well in Phoenix. As a matter of fact, they had said that the Suns players hated him. So I don't know if, you do need somebody who has good communication skills. So I don't understand why, Budenholzer didn't do well in Phoenix. So he's definitely not going to be it. And then you have Taylor Jenkins from the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, he's not a grizzled coach because he's relatively a new coach, but I'm not really familiar with his coaching style. But he could be a possibility. But the only grizzled coach that I would even think the Knicks should consider is Jeff Van Gundy. Because, Jeff Van Gundy knows what he's doing. He did leave the Knicks not in a great – he left the Knicks, I forgot what year he left, but it wasn't in great, situation that he left. But he still is one of the best coaches, sensitive, as a matter of fact. I heard Mike D'Antonio's name. I said, oh, hell to the no. I heard even Isaiah Thomas, they were throwing his name. No, I like Isaiah Thomas, but he's not a coach that we need right now. So, I really prefer Johnny Bryant. He was Tim's associate head coach. He's familiar with the Knicks. He went to the Cavs to be their associated head coach. He was the second one that the Phoenix Suns hired. I think his last name is Ott. He was one of the assistants on the Cavs. He and Johnny Bryant were in contention for that job, but Ott won out. So I would consider him. And another person that I would consider is Sam Cassell. Give Sam Cassell a chance. No one has given him a chance. But, Johnny Bryant has very good communication skills. He's great with X's and O's. Tim's just never used him. So that was the issue. So, but anyway, that's probably another thing because he never uses his assistant coaches. And why have assistant coaches if you're not going to use them? So anyway, I think the Knicks really, this is pivotal for them. And whoever they hired, they're going to be in a tough situation because they're going to have to do better than 250-win season because that's what happened with Tiz. Tiz won 250-win games within the season, and he took them to the Eastern Conference Finals. So this person has to at least go to the finals. So that's going to be a tough job for somebody, but it is considered a desirable position. Now, can Kat and Jalen be a dynamic duo? Yes, they can. In the beginning of the season, they were a dynamic duo. They were one of the best pick-and-roll duos in the entire NBA, but for some reason, the coach and Brunson went away from that offense. That's why a lot of the Knicks fans just didn't understand why our offense was so stagnant from the second half of the season. Because they were the number one duo in the league prior to the All-Star break. So it can work. And I think with a new coach coming in, it will definitely work. The problem with Cat and Brunson, the two best offensive players are your two worst defensive players. So they will have to work on getting better on a defensive level. But, the Knicks, this is very pivotal for the Knicks to determine who is going to be their next coach. And they got to pick wisely who this coach is going to be. If not, I can tell you, I don't know how long Leon Rose will be lasting as the president, but, you know, a lot of people are upset. Spitface, are you upset that Tibbs is gone? Do you deserve that? Do you think he deserved to be fired?
Well, First Lady, I hate to see Tibbs go, but I can't say he didn't deserve to be fired. But I just hate to see him go because Tibbs is one of those coaches who he can take a team so far. And like he can take a team out of the rubble and turn them into a respectable winning team. And it just seems that the guy, you know, like he's got that kind of skill set, but the skill set to take him to the next level, it seems like he always comes up short for whatever the reason, whether he doesn't adapt the style or, you know, something. So I hate to see him get kicked to the curb, but I cannot say he did not deserve it. Now, I also, the new coach coming in to the Knicks, no matter who it is, and First Lady already said it, the expectations are off the charts. And I'm like talking about pressure. You know, you got the bright and big lights of New York City. You got Knicks fans chomping at the bit. Ooh. So part of me would say, well, look, you need a veteran coach, somebody who could deal with that situation. And but they, you know, if you want the miraculous, you got to attempt the ridiculous, you know. And sometimes part of the ridiculous is like bring in that newcomer, bring in that guy who this will be their head coaching opportunity, and with the glare and the lights, and because they're going to, it's going to be a different way, and coaches at this point, you know, someone at this point becoming a head coach, they realize not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So what worked, they're going to go, well, look, we need to capitalize on what works, and what doesn't work, let's throw that away and try different things, make different adjustments. And that's really what the first half of the season is. How can how do certain players play together in different situations so that we'll win the second half heading towards the playoffs? We have learned how to make in-game adjustments for the right players. You know, we've been able to develop that. So I'm like, get that newcomer. And, you know, but that's, First Lady, I'm like, a blast from the past, Jeff Van Gundy. And I put it like this. I can get why Jeff Van Gundy has a warm place in the hearts of Knicks fans. Cause boy, he was. Hey, I put it like this: him and the play. I don't know who was rougher, him or the players, you know. And Sam Cassell could be rather interested, and but I think whoever it is, you know, Sam Cassell, a newcomer, whoever. No D'Antoni, none of them guys. Leave them guys alone. You know, they're all, you know, kind of settled. But whoever they bring in, the pressure will be on. But I do not see them because of bringing on a new coach breaking their way into the finals. Yeah, you know, I can see them being right there, but a coach needs it, you know, like need a spot. Now, when the Bulls did their transition coaching, it worked out that way, but they would dominate they were a dominating team before the coach. So, First Lady, I just say, Coach Tibbs, sit back and count that money. Because either way, you got paid. That's all I'm saying, First Lady.
Yeah, well, what's his name? Van Gundy. He's currently been an assistant coach. Jeff has been an assistant coach. So it's not like that he hasn't been currently in the basketball arena. You know what I mean? Because he's been assistant coach with the Clippers, and he was an advisor to the Boston Celtics and their coach Joe. So he's updated now. He's still not relevant, but I mean, so that's the reason why. That's the reason why people. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad and ideal to bring him back, but we'll see. But the Knicks again, it's going to be a tough chore for whoever has that job. So we'll have to see. But we grow. We need a change. So change is coming. All right, Spitface, over to you.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in bed, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the face go boom. Explosion, overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare. You better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get sliced and diced. Competition. Paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, huh? Mama said knock you out, huh? First Lady. We are talking about the knockout punch to the reputation of Zion Williamson of the Pelicans after being accused of rape and years of violently abusing his ex-girlfriend in a new lawsuit. Sad. The Pelicans player allegedly used cocaine and threatened to have his security guard kill the woman and her parents, according to a complaint. Given this is a lawsuit, not a criminal investigation, will this impact Zion's playing career? Is Zion looking at a seat next to Sean Combs in a prison cell? Should the Pelicans prepare to move away from Zion? If the accounts of his behavior are found to be true, will Zion be parting ways with the NBA? Lead voice Statue Page, Walter Buck Leonard, and my man, James Cool Papa Bell are asking, what you saying? First Lady, I almost hate that this story was brought to my attention. And I'm like, there is that word, allegedly. So allegedly means it's alleged. That does not mean that it was found to be true or accurate, but it's alleged. And it's just at the thought. See, this ain't 1980, where if a suit like this was filed by a woman, no one will believe her. And it would suddenly go away because there'd be some money that would have got dropped down. So I'm like, we have learned that when women allege these types of activities to happen, it's true. It is true. Now, I'm not going to say that it's that in this case, because that's why they have a trial. That's why it's a lawsuit. I'm not clear why there's no criminal investigation, but when this kind of lawsuit and with these types of accusations, a criminal investigation could follow. The law has a way of reaching out, and a lot of states have laws where you never, if it's a rape involved, you never, ever like run out of time. Well, that was 20 years ago. We drop it. They never drop it. And again, this is alleged. But man, do you really want to play with a guy who's possibly a rapist and threatened to have the woman's parents killed by a security guard? Do you want to play with that kind of guy? I mean that. It ain't the cocaine that's mine. The cocaine. Okay, some cocaine. All right, that. But it's that rapist part, dude. And you threatening to have security guards kill people and stuff. I don't know if I want to play with you. Now, I'm sure players, they deal with it, coaches, all of that. But, it's like somebody, that, now I said it's not criminal, but this type of accusation, it's just not going to go away. And even if things get settled, out of court, whatever, it's out there. It's out there. And he may not be sitting in next to Sean Combs in the prison cell. Sean Combs it hasn't been found guilty yet either. But First Lady is just looking how the song goes. Standing on shaky ground. I think that's where Zion's career is. First Lady, what you say?
Well, I mean, obviously these alleged allegations are very disturbing, just like those allegations against Diddy. The time frame is from 2018 to 2023, and, supposedly it was done in, where she said it was in California, I think it was, when these things happened to her. Well, I think some of it started in North Carolina, because she said while he was at Duke. But some of the rape, I believe she said, happened in California. I think that's in the thing. And obviously, like you said, there is no time frame when it comes to rape. But in certain states do have statute of limitations, and certain states don't have statute of limitations. I think that's why, for some reason, I think that's why they didn't do the Diddy case, and they did it as a RICO case, because I think wherever they had some of those charges, they couldn't get him on rape charges. But anyway, moving forward, with Zion, it's unfortunate about this situation. You have a former girlfriend who's stating that he raped her on 2 occasions, and then, his team is going to allegedly raped her, and his side is obviously going to say it's consensual. And, these cases are very tricky. I mean, if he did what he did, he deserves to pay his accuser. And, but like you said, I would be more concerned about, them bringing criminal charges at a later time. And the thing is, though, with what's going on in today's society, it's quite evident that these alleged serial rapers and people who have abused, these celebrities, they don't have protection anymore. And, it used to be a big thing that, was very hard to convict a lot of celebrities. But these celebrities, as we know, by the incarceration of Harvey Weinstein, R. Kelly, even Bill Cosby was incarcerated, but the prosecutor in his case made a fatal error, because Bill Cosby was in a civil case, and he agreed to testify without any prosecution, and that the Attorney General for Philadelphia used that against him. But anyway, that's just what that was all about. And now you got Sean Diddy Combs in trouble. So Zion, he better be prayerful that, I don't know what he needs to do, because if he's guilty of these charges, it can ruin his basketball career, because, I mean, they definitely can go back for criminal. Yeah, so, unfortunately for Zion, his situation is obviously going to be looked at by the NBA. So, I mean, it is a civil case at this point in time. So even though I believe even though it might be a civil case, they still can probably suspend him for a couple of games or how many games they want to. So they have that right to do some type of disciplinary if he is found guilty. So right now he is innocent until proven guilty regarding these civil charges. Now the question is, should the Pelicans part ways with Zion? There's so many reasons the Pelicans should move on from Zion from a basketball perspective. I mean, that's, to me, they needed to move on from him a while ago because he's always hurt. His conditioning has always been a problem. So now you add in these alleged charges. I mean, I think it's time for them to cut bait and just move on from Zion. Unfortunately, right now, his basketball stock is trending very low, but you need to get what you can get for him and move on, because I don't think it's worth all the aggravation right now. And like I said, from that basketball perspective, they had so much issues with Zion. And now you're adding all this because now you're looking at the character of the man. And he's had some other issues. If you remember, allegedly, his former baby mama tried to beat up his current girlfriend. So there seems to be drama with Zion everywhere he goes. So why would you be, as a Pelican organization, why would you want to deal with that? So, no, it's time to move on. It's time to move on from Zion. All right, that is all I'm saying. It's time to move on.
I'm just going, who would want to pick him up? Because like I said, do I want to play with him? But First Lady, you have the last word. Please take us to break.
There's a whole bunch of people still will pick him up. Stay tuned. Up next, we have a performance from JCraig on Shout Out Part 1.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from JCraig.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find the shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. On the first part of Shout Out, we are featuring music from JCraig out of Memphis from his hit album, Truth. They say, quote, "I thought my mission was to find an artist when all along I was the artist. My talent was strong, but my self-confidence was lost. My new music brought it all shining back to me," end quote. All right, DJ, let's hear Risk It All.
Every morning we do what we gotta do. And every evening I'm coming back to you. I've been working real hard to make it through. Gotta keep a good attitude and try to stay focused too. I'm doing everything to make this grow. I'm gonna give it all I've got to know. Gonna put it on the line. Gonna give it risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You got to remember what's down inside of you. There's no one that can stop you, no matter what they do. Keep fighting, don't ever quit. So now your dreams are come true. You look just once, sometimes you gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You got to risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. When trouble comes along, risk it. You gotta stand tall. Risk it. You gotta risk it. Risk it all. Risk it all. Gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. When trouble comes along, risk it. You gotta take a fall. Risk it. You gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. I got it. Risk it all. Risk it all. We gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. When trouble comes along, risk it. When backs against the wall, risk it. You gotta risk it all. Risk it all. Risk it all. You gotta risk it all.
All right. So that's JCraig with List. JCraig. Space. I liked the song. I thought his singing was good. I thought it could have been a little bit more. I guess with the words, more have a little bit more words. It seemed like all I kept hearing was risk it all, risk it all, risk it all. But the song was good. It just, to me, I think it needed a little bit more depth to the actual lyrics of the song. But other than that, the music was fine. I liked the change in the rhythm of the song, and I'm going to shout it out. But I just thought he could work a little bit more with the lyrics. All right, Spitface, are you shouting it out, or are you going to hit the mute?
I'm shouting it out for the exact same reasons you shouted it out, and I have the same issue that a little bit more on the lyrics, because the risk it all got a tad bit repetitive, and you could tell that he could have did a little bit more with the lyrics, like it's not that the skill wasn't there. And I like the lady singing the way. So I'm giving it a shout out, but I'm with you, First Lady, on they could have worked a little bit more to add some more lyrics instead of the risk it all, but kept the beat and all that good stuff. So shout it out.
Yeah, he went too much to the hook. All right, on part 2 of Shout Out, we'll be featuring another performance by JCraig. Is that the sound of our favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
No one you see is wider than you. And we wonder, live in a world of wonder, lying down under the sea.
All right, it is time for Flip It, where our hosts defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. Well, Aaron Rodgers has finally told the Steelers he will be signing with the team. Does this mean the Steelers will be challenging the Ravens for the division crown? Defend. With a reliable quarterback and a good defense, they will give the Ravens a run for their money. First Lady, this is a team that can stumble, bumble, flip, slip, dip, and somehow or another end up with a winning season. And it's like, okay, and that's like a double-edged sword because, everybody wants to win, but then they kind of can't grab that number one quarterback in the draft and all that good stuff. But if we go with the fact that they'll have a winning season, even if this is by one game, bringing in a reliable quarterback that the offense has some faith in, that gives them something to work with. And so that the defense, when they're playing a team like the Ravens, and that defense has to really step up, they can count on that, hey, look, the quarterback is not going to give the other team the ball. The quarterback isn't going to just throw the ball out of bounds every time to avoid a sack, that Rodgers is going to make some plays. And that's the thing. He's not going to make mistakes, and he's going to make some plays. And given that, that will give the Ravens a run for their money. That's right. Because the Steelers, with a reliable, steady quarterback who's not giving the ball to the other team and can make some plays, they got a shot. They can get, the AFC North is tough anyway. And bringing Aaron Rodgers in gives them a shot. First Lady, please defend with Aaron Rodgers. They can tackle and maybe unseat the Ravens.
Yeah, if they, Aaron Rodgers finally agreed. So if he plays the way he did prior to his torn Achilles, the Steelers would give the Ravens a run for their money and for the division, because the Steelers always had a great defense and great coaching. The problem has always been their offense, because they could not have a good quarterback behind the helm. They've always had people like Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph. That's his name, right? Mason Rudolph, Pickett, Kenny Pickett. They had Justin, what's his name? The one that just went to the Jets. I can't even think of his name right now. But anyway, Justin, I can't remember. But then you had, you had an aging Wilson. So I mean, they never really had a chance to win anything and to go up in the standings. I mean, even though last year they started off well, but they fizzled when they had to go up against tough competition. So now you have Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers, I mean, like you said, he brings a little stability. You don't have to worry about him making major mistakes. He's not a turnover machine. So he's definitely not that. Like he can get you a touchdown here and there. He is very particular about the type of offense he runs. So supposedly he has met with their offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, and he's met with him or talked to him several times. So, he does bring on-the-field leadership. That's one thing about Roger. He does bring that on-the-field leadership. Now, I don't know about in the locker room leadership, but he definitely brings on-the-field leadership. So he can be the spark that they need, and I just think all the Steelers, all the Steelers needed was somebody with some stability. You thought Russell Wilson would have been able to bring that type of stability, being that he's in a veteran type of quarterback, but Wilson just doesn't have that arm strength anymore, or could get it done. So I think Aaron Rodgers will be able to get it done. And, yeah, they're going to give them a run. They're going to give the Ravens a run for the money. They're going to give the Bengals a run for the money. It is a very tough division because you have great quarterbacks in that division. So Aaron is going to have to be that bad man in order for the Steelers to give the Ravens a run for their money.
All right. But we know that this is flip it. So let's flip it. Aaron Rodgers may stabilize the quarterback position, but what else do they have going on offense? They'll be lucky to finish third in the division. Now, First Lady, let's see. We got the Ravens, who are the reigning kings of the division. We have the Bengals, who should have a bounce back year. Then we have the Cleveland Browns, and we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron is going to do Aaron, but I don't see that he got a lot of help. Now, like I said, Aaron's going to make some plays for the Steelers, so they are going to look respectable. But in that division, it more than likely is going to be the Ravens, the Bengals with their bounce back year, and the Steelers squeaking in again with a winning record. And mainly because Aaron will be there. He'll stabilize the offense, but he ain't got like great tools to work with. So he'll make a difference. He's an upgrade, but I'll say the Ravens can, the Ravens aren't going to have to worry about the Steelers taking their spot as much as the Cincinnati Bengals. First Lady defend. Aaron Rodgers is an upgrade, but the Steelers will not take the division from the Ravens.
Well, yeah, he is. Well, we all know Aaron Rodgers is definitely a upgrade in the quarterback position for the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's no question. That's a fact. The problem is he's not that much of an upgrade for them to overtake the Ravens or the Bengals, and that's a known fact. I mean, what do you expect from somebody? What is he over 40? He might be hitting the 40. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers' age is, but Aaron Rodgers still is 2 years removed from his Achilles. So I mean, I'm not sure what everybody expects Aaron Rodgers to do. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is who he is. First of all, he had them waiting all of this time, which doesn't bode well. Look, Aaron Rodgers, 41 years. He'll be 42 in December. So I mean, he's not Tom Brady. We know Tom Brady wears his age real well when he was playing football. So, but Aaron Rodgers, unfortunately, has not been able to accomplish the stuff that Tom Brady. And at this point in time, the Steelers just needed somebody to make them more competitive than they were last year. So with Aaron Rodgers, they are definitely going to be competitive, but they're not going to make any noise in that division because the AFC North division, I mean, that's a very, very tough division to begin with. And when you have the Ravens and you have the Bengals, I mean, you have Lamar Jackson and you have Joe Burrow. I mean, it's going to be very hard for the Steelers to definitely overcome those two teams. I mean, it's really going to be extremely hard. I mean, they'll do their best. And, who knows what Cleveland's going to be. I don't expect Cleveland Browns to be anything, that's going to be better than they were. I expect them to be better than they were last year. So when you have to play that division, I mean, you basically can say that you got that's 4 losses already because you played the team twice, and you played them twice. So Ravens and Bengals, you got to play twice. That's 4 losses there, and you could lose the game with the Cleveland Browns at home at their home territory. So that's 5 losses right there. So how could you say, even with Aaron Rodgers, that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be able to be respectable in that division? So no, he's just going to bring some stability, but unfortunately, he's not going to make that much waves that they can move up into that division. Unfortunately, not. Sorry, Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
And don't be talking about trying to fire the coach. First
I don't
lady,
know. He's on rocky. He's a little bit rocky, but they just renewed his contract, I believe. I don't know.
He ain't going nowhere. First lady, over to you for more flipping.
Should pickleball be in the Olympics? Would it be more competitive than flag football? Bitface defend. Pickleball should be in the Olympics, and it will be a way more entertaining and competitive than flag football.
First lady, I checked out a couple of pickleball games because I, was not into the pickleball world. But then I explored a little bit of the pickleball world, and they be playing. It is fun to watch, and there's a lot of intensity, and you can see it. Flag football, for as much fun as it is to play flag football is not all that exciting to watch. And it's fun to play. It's fun to play. But it ain't all that exciting. Like I said, it's not all that entertaining to watch, other than if you got like friends and family watching. Now that they, because then they're rooting and stuff like that. But to bring in a crowd, I'm ready for the flag football game. No, I'm pretty much gonna sit at home and watch baseball or something. But pickleball, it's really coming into its own in the U.S. And given that so many people are playing it here, like the sport, and the growth that it's getting, I think it would have been. I would have preferred. I still prefer to have pickleball. Pickleball, like I said, is more exciting. Flag football, fun to play, and it's like pickleball got real stars. They got real stars and they got big money, and like I said, that the NFL has flag football during the Pro Bowl, and it's not entertaining to watch. It's the sideline commentary, all that stuff, but it is their lowest rated activity. So, pickleball should have been in the Olympics. That's what I'm saying, first thing.
It needs to be in the Olympics, as you said. All right. Well, pickleball is obviously, pickleball to me is a combination of handball, if you remember how to play that handball, and tennis. It's not as fast-paced as tennis, but because it's on smaller courts, that's what makes it so exciting. It is very popular in the U.S., and, everybody's playing pickleball these days. Trust me, I ain't playing pickleball, but people like pickleball. I definitely see it in the future becoming an Olympic sport. I mean, if they're making flag football an Olympic sport, they're going to make pickleball an Olympic sport. I think pickleball is, actually, to me, I think is more conducive for the Olympics than flag football would be. Like you said, flag football, it can be kind of boring to watch in an arena, whereas pickleball, because it's a little bit faster paced, you can have doubles, you can have a singles match, and that's why I said with flag football is going to be a team oriented type of game, and with the pickleball, people love tennis, so it is a form of tennis. It's a form of, hitting the ball. I have never watched actually, I don't even think I've even seen a pickleball match, to be honest with you. I've never seen pickleball in person, but I've obviously seen it on TV. And I actually have some pickleball sneakers that Skechers put out. Those sneakers got really good grip to them, too. So I can see pickleball becoming an Olympic sport. It probably will be Olympic sports in probably the next 5 years, maybe 3 years. But they still got to agree to it, the national committee. But I just think they're putting all these different types of sports in. I mean, when you think about it, when they had breakdancing as an Olympic sport, that was, to me, a trip. They had breakdancing. I think they finally got rid of breakdancing. I think the last Summer Olympic was the last year for breakdancing. So I think it's time they put pickleball as an Olympic sport. All right, we're going to flip this script. Pickleball is new, and pickleball is picking up steam in the U.S., but it has not quite reached world recognition. Defend Spitface.
Okay, pickleball isn't ready for prime time, and no way is it as competitive as flag football. Now, for all the, I'll just say that flag football is still a form of football, and we like to see people catch passes and run, and they can make the flag football Olympic version entertaining. Now, they can do that because it's still very athletic and the players want to win. The problem for pickleball is that it is heading that way, but it ain't quite ready for prime time. And the advantages of pickleball are that people from different age groups can play. And a lot of the popularity for pickleball is the over 45 generation. Okay. So, and now, again, it crosses all ages, but it's that over 45 group. While with flag football, it's the younger athletes. It's the under 45 crowd are the ones who are playing and watching flag football. And there just happens to be more of them around than the group that's over 45 watching pickleball. And as pickleball starts growing in popularity here in the U.S., it will be there. But the first way, it ain't ready right now. They got to get them some superstars. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, you said they got to get them some superstars. Well, let's face it, flag football is played in about 100 countries around the world. So whether we think flag football is popular or not, 100 countries says a lot. So to me, that makes a big thing when it comes to flag football. So yeah, flag football is very competitive, and is more competitive than pickleball because even though pickleball is globally growing, it doesn't have that many countries that are playing it. Right now, pickleball is only played in a handful of countries. They play in the U.S., Canada, and Australia. So the sport just has to be a larger global presence in order for it to be an Olympic sport. And it has to be, widespread. It has to be in just about every continent for it to play. The Olympics, the Olympics has very strict guidelines regarding the sport. The Olympics have to, if a sport to be Olympic, it has to be played by men in 75 countries across 4 continents and by women in at least 40 countries across 3 continents. So that's very specific guidelines that you have to have in order to be an Olympic sport. So we already know that pickleball has not achieved that global presence, and that's why it's a nice sport, but it still has a little time to go. Like I said, it's not there yet. It's a long way off from being even to meet the criteria to even become an Olympic sport. So, you know, we play it like it's something great. Because everybody talk about pickleball in the U.S., but they got to talk about pickleball in other countries. So, unfortunately, it's not there yet. So, Spitface, please take us to break.
So pickleball hasn't caught up with break dances. On the other side of the break, we have another performance from JCraig on Shout Out Part 2. Please keep your ears glued to those speakers.
Welcome back. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right. On the second part of Shout Out, we are featuring more music from JCraig. Let's hear Her. Those one-word titles. Her. Let's check it out.
It's her, it's her. Hey. When I woke up this morning, felt like I don't think I got a wink of sleep last night. 'Cause I can't seem to get her off my mind. She's in my head, oh, love design. I can catch myself daydreaming.
First Lady, what's the verdict? Is her getting a shout out or the mute button?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to definitely shout it out now. He put a little bit more lyrics in that song, so definitely going to give it a shout out. I just love the way his arrangement of the songs are, the structuring of the song. I think it's very nice, and it shows his talent and his singing talent, too. And, he loves his hooks. Now, I'm going to tell him that he loves repeating that hook song part of the song. But, that song had a very nice hook to it, too. And, yeah, I really enjoyed that song. Definitely shouting it out. All
right. We got a shout out from the First Lady. Well, I'm giving it a shout out as well. Thank you, JCraig, for jamming it. That is the inner shout out. You can check out JCraig on the Old Grumpy Radio Network. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to talent@oldgrumpyradio.com. First Lady, over to you.
All right. So we don't have the results from the other picks. I don't know, the production crew. We'll get that together. We'll definitely have it next week. But we have some more picks. We got the NBA Finals Championship picks. All right. The winner is either positive, negative 100 million points. The Pacers versus the Thunder. Who's going to win the NBA crown? Well, I'm still going to go with the Thunder, even though they got punked last night. But I'm going to still go with the Thunder. Who do you have?
It's sort of like they should win. And I keep thinking back to when the Bulls and the Lakers and the Lakers won that first game and bap, but then all they did was wake the Bulls up that, we got to play. We ain't going to just get this. I'm rolling with the Thunder, First Lady.
All right. Okay. We got over-under push, again, for 100 million points. Series, 6 games. Spit face. What is your verdict?
I'm going to push.
Okay. I had a push also. I was going to go 5. You remember, I was so grateful at the last week I had the Thunder going against the Wolves. You remember I said I was going to go for a sweep, but I said I wasn't going to disrespect the Timberwolves that way. So I'm definitely going to go for 6, but it could be 5 games. I mean, because you want to know something? Even though the Timberwolves had they had a big league, they really didn't, not the Timberwolves, I'm sorry, the Thunder, they really didn't play well either. They didn't play well at all. So I think the Thunder is going to come out like gangbusters the next game, and they're going to blow them out. And I think it's going to be like that, but I'm still going to take a push. I'm not ready to say 5. If they had not lost that game last night, I would have said a 5. But anyway, so I'm going to say push, and you say push. And we'll get Dizzy Max picks also. The Finals MVP. Well, this is easy. If you're picking the Thunder, it can't be nobody other than SGA. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. That's who I'm picking. Spit face, who do you have?
Yeah, it's hard not to. If you go with the Thunder, he's going to be it. And but that MVP has often been so surprising because some other player just step up and keep making the difference, even though the quote star is doing his thing. But I got to go with Shea G. Shaky G. I'm going with Shaky G.
Yeah, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. All right, we'll have those. We won't know until the end of the series. We don't know how many games it's going to be. All right, Spitface, what is your top story to watch this week?
My top story to watch this week is Game 2. Because in Game 2, if the Thunder does any kind of, if they some kind of way slip, it could be something. So Game 2 of the NBA Finals.
My top story to watch is Aaron Rodgers. at their mandatory OTAs. You know, mini camp. Was it? Oh no, it's mini camp, right? It's mandatory mini camp, I believe. You know that he's supposed to show up. I think the Steelers have their mini camp June 10th. So I would like to see how he does on that camp, that mandatory camp. So we will see. So we'll make sure he goes there.
Playing next to Mason Rudolph, he'll probably look like an MVP.
Look, we just gotta make sure he's in no dark place and at some type of retreat. We just need to make sure he brings his behind there. That's what I'm looking to make sure that he attends. That's what I want to see next week. All right. Okay, check out our current and our previous episodes at BroadsPantiesAndSports.com. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk, and Spitface. You have been listening to Broads, Panties, and Sports.